Hello, my fellow crafters, and welcome back to my channel, Just a Journal. If you love planning, journaling, or crafting in general, then hopefully this is the community you've been searching for and will continue to visit. So today we are going to be working on my March setup in my reading journal. And we're going to start with my introduction, chapter 3, March page. So guys, for my titles, I printed them out on my computer, and then I'm going to color over the back of them with a pencil because I can't draw it all. And then I'm going to use that as a stencil to trace out my letters. So now I am taking the words, I am putting a little tape on them, and I am tracing over them, making them an outline so that the words will be on my page. Because, guys, I cannot draw a lick. So this is the closest way I have of getting my titles and stuff in the font that I want. And this font is just a font that I went on my computer and typed it out and printed it out. Guys, please excuse my head in the shots. I was just trying to see, so don't look at that. Now I'm using a Zebra Click Art pen in black to go over the tracing. I love using this pen because it doesn't smear when using water-based markers. So I just checked to make sure that the pen wasn't bleeding through where I used it really, really heavy. And I'm using designs I downloaded from a shop in Etsy called Happy Moon Design. The papers are called Forest Witch. So now I'm just erasing all of my pencil marks. I printed And just to let you know, I printed all of my designs on paper from Online Labels, white sticker paper. And my theme is Fairy in the Woodland. These are fairies that I created, and you're going to be seeing them as I put them on in just a few minutes. And here I am testing out which of my fairies that I created I'm going to use. Now I'm just testing Tombow for colors to color the word March. I wind up using a number 676, which is like a burgundy, and it matches the colors in the fairy's wings. Along with 676, I'm going to be using N15, which is black, 177, 992, which is like a tan, and 620 will be my colors for this month. When I flip back to the other page, I'm just checking to make sure that the colors are not bleeding through, because I go over them several times and they weren't. And to do the words chapter and 3, I'm going to use N15 black to just make sure that it's very, very bold. And that, when I checked, did not bleed through either. On my second page, and the second page is going to be my calendar page, and now I start to draw out my calendar for the month. And guys, what I'll do on my calendar is, as I start to read a book, I will mark it on my calendar in one of the colors that I've chosen, and I'll begin the start and the end date so I can go back and put it in my stats. So now I'm just erasing my pencil marks, and I'm beginning to draw out my outline for the books on a shelf that I plan to read this month. I may read more than this, but these are going to be the books for my main focus. And guys, just in case you hadn't noticed, I have sped up this video so that I can let you see every step that I did to get to where I belong. Now I'm searching through my prints for decorations for this page. So I tear one and I fussy cut the other one. So guys, you'll see me continue to fiddle with this paper until I decide which one I really want to use and until I get it like I want it to look, so I can get the look on my page. As you can see, as I flip back through this page, I've done some ink blending on this page, and I've also added some stars that I got from Journal Say. So along with the fairies that I am going to put on this page, I'm also going to pull out some fairies I printed from Kizaku Design, a shop on Etsy. These fairies are called Black Fairy. I'm going to use these in conjunction with the ones that I created myself. Now you're going to see me putting this fairy on the bottom, but later on I have to take her up because I realize I missed the 31st day drawn out on my calendar. And then I decide I want to pull the paper across the page to make it kind of even out and all the colors be the same, and it makes the page flow. So that's what you're going to see me do next. So now, guys, you're going to see me using 992 to color in the heading on my calendar, and use days from Mojo Jojo Plan's dated sticker book to put the days at the top of my calendar. Then I'm going to be pulling out some date dots from an Happy Planner stickers that I've pulled out of all of my Happy Planner books, and I put them all together, and I've used a ring to keep them all in one place. This is when I realized I missed the 31st. Now, because I pulled the sticker up so much, even though it is a sticker, I decided to put a little glue on the back of it to make sure it stays down. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start outlining my books and then decorate them. I'll go back and color them in after each one, after each book is read. If I don't get to read them all, then I don't color them, and I just leave them blank with the name on the book, so I'll remember that I did not read that book, just in case I want to add it to the next month's read. So now I'm just using some stickers that I got from Journal Say, and I'm going to put the title on for Up Next. And then you'll see that I realized that it was not going to fit, so I switched it up. So the next thing you see is that I've written the names of the books that I'm going to be reading for this month. I may read more than just these. And I'm using thin tapes, and these are just thin tapes to decorate that I got from Amazon. Now this stamp I'm also going to stamp on my books to help decorate them. This stamp is from Amazon. It's called Craspire Twinkle Star Album Decorative Stamps. Woo, that was a mouthful. So now, guys, I'm just pulling some alphabet stickers that I just printed from fonts on my computer, and I cut them out using my Silhouette. With this, I decided to use a horizontal script tape from Wintertime Crafts, along with some ink blot pet tape from Journal Say, to go under the heading. That's why I took the alphabet up for the title of the page. This is the ink blot pet tape from Journal Say that I decided, because I think it needed a little bit more color, and this color matches the wings of some of the fairies. Then I'm going to put my letters back down, spelling out my title, and in every other space on the alphabet letters, I am going to color it in with 992, which is the tan that I used for the heading under the days of the week. Then I decided to pull a quote from Aesthetic Plans for the Love of Books, Volume 2. So now I'm beginning to work on my last two pages, the books read and March stats. I pull more papers that I printed that I got from the Etsy shop. And I use gathered twigs again with a blending brush to blend in and make an outline so that the two pages will go together and seem cohesive. Again, I'm using stamps from Journal Say to put my titles up there. And guys, these particular stamps are very, very hard to use because the little parts in the middle don't want to come off. I'm putting more fairies because they are the theme, and this is my last two pages, so I've got to use up these fairies. So now, after I get my title on, now I use a stamp that I've had for years. Unfortunately, you won't be able to find this one. It came from AC Moore before they closed. I'm just using a sticky to cover up the part of the stamp so that when I ink it, just the part I want to use, I can just paste it on there. And then I start preparing a space for my standout book for the month. And I'm going to use different letters to put the title on for that. Standout book. And that will be the book that I choose that I like the most. And as you can see, I got to get the title just right. It is going to be too long for what I wanted to do. So then I just start moving it around. And I move it again because it just is a little off-centered. And so now I'm going to start working on my March stats page. I'm going to use those same stickers, alphabet stickers, to put the title on that page. And again, I'm going to use that same stamp to underline my title to make it stand out. I'm putting in a little decoration on my March stats page, just to pull the color across so that the two pages are cohesive. And my A was popping up because it had the little black dot behind it. So after I put this fairy down here at the bottom, I am going to start adding a place for my stats. So I decided to look through my stash again to see if there's anything I can find. And I find like this note, and I'm going to cut it out, and I'm going to lift up the background at the bottom. The only thing is I've got to get it straight. So you will see me taking it up time and time again to try to get it straight on the page. Now, on this sheet, I'm going to be writing my stats. I'm going to have the average rating, the pages read, the books completed, the average time to finish, and tags. These are the things that I track every month, and then I put them on a yearly page at the end of the month. And then the circles that I'm working on right now will house the facts of the pace, the format that I read, the audio book length, and the page number. And finally, on the left page, I am going to put the final stat, which would be the genres that I read, the different genres that I read. And also on this page, I'm going to put small book covers on the left of the books that I read. So that's what all that open space over there is for. Now, since I don't know what the genres are for all the books I'll be reading until after I've read them, I leave that space blank, and I'll go back and write that in at the end of the month. And guys, just so you know, I get all my stats from Storygraph. So if you're online and you get them from Storygraph, they'll have all of that information for you at the end of the month if you input it. Next, I'm going to use some moon tape that I got from Journal Say. And I'm just going to pull out one of the moons that has the colors of the page on it. Unfortunately, the moon pet tape is not pre-cut, so I have to fussy cut it whenever I use it. Okay, and then once again, I'm going to be showing you all the colors of the Tombow markers that I will be using this month in my pages. And I'm going to give you a final flip through of the pages we've done, but they seem a little naked to me at this point. So I missed showing you all of these stars that I put on the first page at the beginning of making my pages. So I decided to dress up all of the pages with the stars, and it just gives them a little bit of life, and it makes it, well, I think pretty. And these stars, like I said before, did come from Journal Say. I'm going to put them on my calendar page, and I'm going to put it on my books read and March stats page. And so once again, we're going to take a nice long look at all the pages we created. And what I'd like to say, guys, is I hope that you found something inspiring in my video today. So please like, share, and subscribe. It's totally free. Please have a blessed day. I hope you enjoyed these pages, and I hope you'll come back to see what my book reviews are going to look like when I start putting them in. So again, thank you for watching. I hope you share my page with other people so that they can see it. And also, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.